Good morning, everyone. Should be live at this point. How's everybody doing? Oh. Hopefully you're doing well. Good morning, Franco, if you're here. I bought the dollar store around here had a reasonable kit, dry erase kit. So now I've got a full eraser. I've got full-size markers. I was like thinking of buying it from Amazon, the brand name stuff, but the brand name erasers are expensive. So there we go. Now we've got full-on kit. I'm also considering, when I do the big cleanup in the workshop here, I am considering getting a large metal whiteboard that'll sort of tie into the stuff that I'm getting into, stuff that I'm building. So let's see how the markers write. Oh, okay, they're the pointy tip. There's one. R-I-B-E. Can't frickin' write. Patreon. And there we go. Done and done. So those seem to work. And the eraser. I have to say the eraser doesn't work as well as the name brand one, but I think it'll do for now. I need to find a good spot to hang this. It's all in a very crappy tray. So they're all in a tray. This thing has a hinge on it for whatever reason. Oh, I see. The tray is interlocking. Oh, so you can change the orientation. But it's got like magnets on the back, but really, really shitty magnets. So, yeah, I don't have anything metal to hang it on. So right now it's hanging on like a toolbox. At some point, though, I will get some sort of device to hang it from. So there we go. So we've got the whiteboard. I just need to now remember I have the whiteboard for when it's time to do demos. So we're done with this. We do need to take a thumbnail picture, so we're gonna move things around a little bit for that. That's fine. Then we're probably going to work on the Open Robotics project, or we can go around the shop here looking for things to do. I do need to edit this video, so if we get desperate, we might end up doing that. We'll see. Yeah, or I can introduce you to the long-term project that I have going on. Something like that. But the Open Robotics platform, that is definitely something I'm working on. Let's put this away, put this away. I got a buttload of Amazon cash from my credit card rewards. I haven't spent my credit card rewards in literally years, maybe 5 years or more. And I usually don't spend my credit card rewards because there's no sales, but there was a sale going on for gift cards for Amazon. So I spent all of the money all of the rewards points. So I have a lot of Amazon cash to spend. The only thing about that though is that I would love to use it to upgrade my editing computer, but it's barely enough to cover the processor. It's not enough to cover the RAM. So I might have to wait for, you know, a couple paychecks. Maybe I'll wait till next year. But I think RAM is only going up in price and not down. So my current goal, watch your eyeballs. My current goal was to wait until there was a price error on RAM. I have been successful on price errors before. I got my current SSD like that. If you think we're gonna just show up every time you do a stream, well, you'd be right. Welcome, Lock Watcher. Welcome. Watch your ear holes. Give it a quick dusting. Dusty old bones full of green dust. 5 points if you know where that's from. Doing 3-4 things at once. Is it a good busy or a bad busy? Because if it's a good busy, then I'm happy for you. If it's a bad busy, I'm not happy for you. All right, let's see. What did I want again? Yeah, this can go on. Let's put on 2 megahertz is fine. Let's put a BNC to BNC. Just pulled on my mic cable here. Gotta tuck it into my pocket. Auto. Oh yeah, 2 megahertz is too fast. I forgot. Let's go to kilohertz. Good busy. Work, job, shop work, 3D printing, transferring files, listening to dance stream, listening to a lawyer on a law video, and drinking coffee. Yeah, that's way too busy for me, man. Can I not move? How come I can only move channel 2. Let's turn off channel 2. How about that? Oh, okay. Channel 1 is all the way down. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. I just need to give it a shot. It's easy to listen to two different items, 2 different ears. It'd be handy if we had more ears. Yeah, no kidding. Probably for the last year or 2, I've been watching most of my YouTube videos in 1 1/4 speed, and some in 1 1/2 or 1 3/4 speed. I don't know if that means that my attention is getting screwed. That's the same unit you were looking at the other day? No, that's the same unit. We're just we're taking a thumbnail so I can do the edit. I mean, I'd like to say I'm doing the edit today, but that's a long shot. Plus, I really need to study up for my new job, starting on the 4th. I just got my schedule for day 1. It's a nice looking machine. It falls short on a lot of things, but it looks nice. You're right. You're right about that. Wish I didn't have the bench in the shot. Let's see if we can tilt the legs back. I need a thumbnail making area. Oh, that looks good. There, that should do. Where did I put the lens cap? Oh, here. I mean, I've been a loyal employee for so many years. I don't start new jobs a lot, so I don't have a lot to go with it. My first day at the soldering job, they're like, here's a PS5. You want to do the HDMI? And I was like, sure. So 0 experience, right off the street. They're like, work. You're here to work? So work. The first day at the new job, they gave me the schedule. It doesn't look like I'll be doing a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of that, like you said, sign this form. But I don't know. I want to hit the ground. I only have 4 months to impress them. You guys, you do not understand how badly I want to prove my worth and work there full time. You know what I mean? I want to build that experience. I want to be part of the team. I want to be a reliable worker, the go-to guy. It is, I really, I've never felt like I wanted to work as much as that, except for the being a professor. But, you know, provincially funded stuff is not the way to go these days. Education field not the way to go these days. There might be a swing the other direction. We'll see. But until then, I will probably never teach again, which is very sad. But it's a realization I have to have. Okay, so that's done. We took the thumbnail. So, how'd it go? Well, I'm trying to be tactful here about how I say it. So, if the job was what was on the job description when I applied to it, I would have been fine working there long term. But 80% of the work I was doing was IT and not soldering. And I don't care about IT. I don't care about running virus scans and stuff like that. And especially like they have like very specific procedures they want you to follow, but nothing is written down. It's all like in the brain of the lead tech and the owner. And so I didn't like that part. I was also asked to diagnose things. So, like when a laptop won't boot, like no screen, no nothing, like electronics diagnostic. So no wiring diagrams. It's tough to probably have a high turnaround. Sorta. So no wiring diagrams. I was fault tracing and going like point to point and mapping out which components speak to which. So I was learning very quickly how it works, right? So I was diagnosing a lot what they call the EC, which is the embedded controller. So the EC has like a boot up procedure where it talks to like different components, and every laptop has a different EC, which is an undocumented IC, usually has like 128 pins, like 64 pins plus. And you'd have to trace through the boot up procedure from generic info, because there's no like specific info. So there would be, first it would, check the battery. So check battery for voltage, then it would maybe turn on CPU, VRM, and then it would turn on GPU, VRM, then it would check UEFI code. It would do things for the procedure. So I was reverse engineering these things for I would say for about half of the salary you would expect someone to do this for. But I didn't mind this. What I minded is I had to reverse engineer, okay, this thing from scratch, no diagrams, very limited or no guidance, and also had to answer phones. Answer web quotes, and I can't spell because I'm an idiot. Web quotes. I had to greet customers. So I was reverse engineering embedded controllers for half the salary that I think I deserved, which is okay. But I had to stop what I was doing to answer phones, answer web inquiries, greet customers, help the lead tech, answer owner inquiries. So I had to stop what I was doing to deal with all this and then go back to this. And then they would be hard on me for the amount of time I was taking on like how much time I was taking to do this. But it's like, yes, I've been doing this for 2 hours, okay? But I was doing this for like a half hour. I was doing this for 15 minutes. And so that 2 hours is actually like more, of focused time was more like an hour. So it was really grating on me that I couldn't just do my work. Good morning, DOS. Easy and old TV, not a sophisticated. Yes, exactly. So I'll tell you, like, I was doing this on a laptop worth about $4,500. And then the owner was like, well, you should already have an idea what's going on. And it's like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't think you understand. And the other thing is the owner was not in the shop. The owner required answers to all of his questions. And he would ask you in like an accusatory tone, like, well, what have you been doing with your time? But if the owner was sitting in the shop with us instead of at home working on his other businesses, he would have already known the answer to all this. What do you mean? I don't understand your statement, Lockwatcher. So, at some point, like, I was thankful to be there. I did learn a lot in my 2-month tenure there. Yeah. No, he means with the laptop. But it's like, you're not giving me the time to look for it. The other thing is, it was very inconsistent. Because it was like, there's problem A. Okay, let's say there was a fee, right? There's a standard fee. And then we had, problem A, problem B, and problem C. This is customer A, customer B, and customer C. So it would be the same fee for everyone, right? And problem A, they expected me, spend. Here, let me just. For problem A, they're like, oh, you need to look into this and look into this and look into this. It would be like 2 hours. Problem B, they're like, no, don't waste your time. Like 15 minutes should be out the door. And then problem C, they're like, no, like, we have to go deep into this thing. It'd be like 3 hours. So there was one fee, but like, depending on the type of problem, they expected you to take different amounts of time. And like, I got problem B, and I was going through and doing my due diligence, and they're like, no. Like as soon as you see this, just quote this and that's it. If there's another problem, we'll deal with it after. And it's like, but I'm not understanding. So yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Small side tasks pull you away from larger projects. Yeah, exactly. A lot of like mental load type problems are, I would say they are very cognitive momentum based. Some issues as well. We'll price a job for MEP work for each trade. Ends up taking twice as long for plumbing or HVAC, but the fee does not go up. Yeah, it's weird. And again, like these are all things that you just have to know. I think that's the other problem, is that their structure is like based on vibes. And so it was kind of hard to integrate. I mean, it is what it is in the end. Like, I'm just saying I probably wouldn't have lasted very long in that environment because it was unstructured, and they're like, do your best, but then they're like, no, you screwed up. And it's like, it's weird. And there's also another weird thing where they're like, since the boss, the one who owns the company doesn't work there, and so you would deal with something on Tuesday, and then on Friday he would want to have a conversation about it. Be like, well, how did you handle this, and why did you choose to do this instead of that? But it's like, that was like 18 customers ago in 4 days. Like how am I supposed to, I don't remember all of the details. Again, like, you weren't here, right? And then he'd be like, that you should never be doing this. And I'm like, okay, well, your lead technician said to do it. And he's like, oh, okay then. And it's like, if you were here, you would know. So it's like, it was weird. It is a weird business. It's one of those things where I just feel like, yeah, anyways, being tactful. Where is, so I bought some SBCs lately. Where did they go? Are they in my SBC box? Let me see. Give me a second. Price a job with different fees, MEP work, online meetings. Yeah, you don't remember much of yesterday, yeah. Site visits, utility coordination, but once the fee's provided, hard to negotiate a larger fee. Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, so these guys. So these are RockPi 4 Plus. Is that what I just bought too? I bought these for really cheap. They were $30 each. And when I looked them up online, they were a lot more expensive. So these are used. There's a company in Canada doing embedded stuff. I don't know. They had hundreds of these for sale because they were getting out of this kind of work. Order confirmation. Okay, yeah, same thing. So these have, here, let me pull this up. MockPies? Close. It's a RockPi. RockPi Plus. So let me just, so RockPi Plus, RockPi 4 Plus. They have 2 gigs of RAM. Here, from 2021. So this guy. So I bought two at, but is it by the Pi people? No, so, no, it's not. It's a completely different company. So apparently it's close to Raspberry Pi 4 performance, but software support is lacking. So anyways, they had retired a whole batch of these and they sold them for 30 bucks a pop. These things are on AliExpress. They are quite expensive, more than 30 bucks Canadian a pop anyways. So this is ridiculous. That's not the correct price for that. Are these like really going for that much? B plus. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so anyways, these are selling for $100 each. I bought two for 30 bucks each. That same company, looks like they're the 5 rather than the 4. Yeah, no, this is the 4. So they're about 100 bucks a pop. So that same company did another sell-off. Also, I have to show you, like, this one doesn't include the heatsink. I paid more for I paid like an extra $5 for the heatsink. But anyways, it's 100 bucks. So they did another drop, and now they were 20 bucks. So I was like, screw it. I'm getting 4 of them. So I bought 4. So I got 4 more of these. So I'm going to have 6. I'm going to have 6 of these. So we are going to have to think of projects for them. The cool thing about this is it's got eMMC on board. So it doesn't need an SD card. Yes, it's an incredible bargain. It doesn't need an SD card. So I was like, I don't want to spend money on SBCs I'm not going to use, but I can probably flip them on the used market for more than what I paid. These are they're used. They were in like industrial applications. This company was using them for company stuff. You know, they have a business running with these. But I guess they're switching to another embedded device, or they are possibly getting out of it completely. So here we go. So it's got, here's there is the RAM. So that should be 2 1 gig chips, and there is the eMMC. So that should be a 64 megabyte or 64 gig eMMC. So pretty hyped about working with these. We're going to see how it goes, but I need to make some projects. Here's the SD card slot. Also, I think this is just NVMe, so you know you can add whatever you want. On top, it's got, I think it's got 1 MIPI connector for a camera, and then 1 for an LCD. So yeah, these things should be pretty useful. I'm gonna probably end up making all sorts of cool stuff with them. How does this go? This way. But yeah, we doing it. We're gonna run these headless. And so I just need to think of some cheap projects to do. And we're going to do it. Make a NAS out of one. So I would, except for the price of drives is insanely expensive. Like ridiculously expensive. Like hard drives as well as SSDs are insane right now. So these were $30 each. The new ones are $20 each. $5 for the heatsink, which I think is a good deal. And then oh yeah, there is for the Wi-Fi, you need one of these mini UEFL or UEL or whatever's. And so I bought, so the company was selling them for $1 a piece, and I didn't buy them with these two. And I regretted it. And so this time I bought 6 adapters. I probably should have priced out the Wi-Fi antenna themselves. Probably should have got the Wi-Fi antenna also, but it is what it is. Like we can buy Wi-Fi antenna, but I also have a couple of Wi-Fi antennas we can use. 4-disc units, 4 terabyte drives. Yeah, we bought, so my wife and I bought, what kind of drives did we buy? We bought 12 terabytes. We bought 3 12 terabyte drives. All right, Doss, thanks for being here. Yeah, we bought 3 12 terabyte drives. They're on sale. We bought external Western Digital elements and then shucked them. I think I did it on stream. So yeah, we shucked them. And yeah, so it's crazy how the drive, the enclosure, and the power supply and the special PCB they have on them were cheaper than buying bare drives. So like here are the enclosures they came in. Made in Thailand. Oh, something fell out onto the carpet. Probably never to be found again until I step on it and it embeds itself in my big toe. Oh, here. It was a screw. Is there an easy way to find out the capacity? There's a little custom PCB. You would have thought it said on the back, huh? I think they're 14 terabyte, GL014. So I got all the parts to put it back to stock if needs be. You ended up with reds. We got, going through this method, we ended up with WD whites. been a case with multiple sizes. Yeah, but you think there'd be a sticker on it. So yeah, the drives ended up being Western Digital white drives, which are apparently the enterprise drives that are unlabeled. They're like they put a different label on them, so they're not, so you can't like scam their enterprise warranty or whatever. That's what I hear. I also hear that they might have a little bit less cache. So it could be the controllers that didn't make the cut. I'm not 100% sure. But point is, I didn't want the Seagate drives in the external enclosures because they have a tiny terabyte written failure rate, like the tiny amount of terabytes per failure rate. Like their warranty is so low. So just emptying the dehumidifier here. So it's so low that I don't want to risk my data to them. Just wasn't that interested. About the drives. You have a little less cache. Wow. Good one. Good one. So anyways, I got a good deal on the embedded devices. So we just need to think of some Python projects to run. It can do things like temperature logging and all sorts of stuff. I don't know if it has software on it already. We could check that. I need to buy like a multi USB charger to pop on the desk here. Logging into your work server. Okay, so where are we at on the project? Oh yeah, I'm still waiting for. Give me a second. Let's. It's updated. Okay, Gemini is gone. Gemini Code Assist. I don't know if you guys knew this. It was a free, like AI coding agent from Google, with fairly generous usage, but it's gone now. So I don't know if you still have, like if you download Anti-Gravity, if that still works. Okay, what do we got? Let's go to my GitHub. And the Open Robotics platform. Architecture. Okay, so we've got the input. We're waiting on attaching the MCP. What was it? Roadmap. MCP 2317. We're waiting on some adapter boards. Let me check my AliExpress to see where we're at on that. So I got a shipping notification that we might be getting it soon. I think they're saying the 31st. Track status. So, as of 2 days ago, let me see here. It was delivered. Oh boy. Let's go take a look. You guys are coming with me. Thank you. I don't know if you guys heard my wife, but she said there's Christmas in the hallway, which is the delivery. Oh boy. Let me see. I have to see if my address is on this stuff. Ugh. Yes, my address is on literally every package. Actually, not my address. Oh my God, we have some Christmas indeed. It's time to do an old-fashioned mailbag. Okay, this has no address. This has no address. This has no address. No address. No address. No address. Okay, I just need to nuke the addresses on 5 packages. Yes. All right. So you got a contractor request for info. Cannot fit ductwork where we shoved it on the plans. Gave response weeks later. Contractor read docs wrong. Waste of time. Great. Needing in 15 minutes for page turn of a completed project. Oh, one day. One day. I am pretty well set on becoming an engineer. I don't know how it's going to work with like time and effort and whatever. Okay, I need my big markers. Where are my big markers? Because I don't want to, like, I'm heating up whatever's in here. I had some really good big markers from the dollar store that worked really well for erasing addresses and stuff. And I don't know where they went. But we are doing a massive unboxing today. I'll tell you that. There's one. Thank you for the definition of the page turn. I figured it by context. But always appreciated for clarity is better than not clarity. So these big king-size Sharpies are actually like not great. They don't lay a lot of ink. I have to go to the dollar store today probably and go pick up 4 or 5 of my privacy markers, because there was a time where I couldn't find them anymore. So I really need to get some more of them. Because like that sort of works. Like this is not my address, which is fine. It's just like tracking numbers, which might lead you to my address. And also there's like Chinese lettering on these things. So I don't know what they spell out. Good morning, Franco. We're doing a mailbag. Some stuff is just not going to be related to electronics, but it's gonna be what it be. This is raw. I literally, like, Vero just grabbed these from the front door. Sticky labels you can just peel and yeah, I don't like the consuming them, and usually they're big too. You're right, like you're definitely right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're definitely right, but don't like the idea of running out of them. Okay, so let's start by the stuff that's already open. Every homeowner needs to get some of these. These are just simple washers, gaskets, for garden hoses. So our garden hose leaks at one end, so I'm going to replace the gasket in it. These were incredibly cheap. Here, let me pull up some pricing. Should I have the name of your stream? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I can change my AliExpress details. So let's see. If I can go hose. These were $5.43 for 20 of them in red. So that's Canadian. All right. Next one up is this one here. So I don't know if you guys remembered. Will those work on the center of the hose? No, but if it broke in the center, I would just cut it. Don't have a garden, so don't need a garden hose. Fair. We have a garden. We're growing sun gold tomatoes. So any idea what these are? So I'll show you up close. It's a plastic end, hard plastic. And they have a hole in the middle of different ID and OD. Oh, this one's brass. That's interesting. So any idea what these are? These are very special tools, not pencils. Looks like an inductor adjuster. No. So these are hand pushers. Hand pushers. They're for watch hands. So you can pull off your watch hands and then reinstall them with these pushers. And this is a little, oh, this is supposed to be a air blower, but look, the molding didn't work. I got a factory reject. I'm gonna have to 3D print a new nozzle for this. So anyways, this is a little air duster. It's to keep dust off your watch face when you're about to install it. That's because I'm building my own watch very, very shortly. I have no idea what this is. Let's take a look. Oh, my hands are full of glitter. I don't know if it's because of these. Turn the nozzle around. Well, the nozzle comes to a point on this end and is flat on that end. So I'd really like it to be a point, but that's okay. This is the important part. I can 3D print a nozzle. So I actually don't know what this is. It's like sealed in paper. Probably should change my my knife tip. Oh, this is that like plasticine. So this is like blue tack, sticky tack, but it's supposed to be non-greasy, so that you can pick up watch parts without leaving a grease stain. Okay, that's good. This is a shim to protect your dial, so it goes underneath, so the pivot goes there, and then you can pry up the hands. And then this should be a cushion. Yep, just a little watch cushion with a vinyl seat. Should be a little squishy. It's a little squishy. It's not very squishy. This is the bottom, so you can place your movement on top there and not damage it. Yeah, it's blue tack, but specifically for watches. Yeah. And so blue tack apparently has like a grease base. And just a little fine little brush for dusting. So that'll go with my watch instruments. These guys I'll have to rinse out in alcohol and get all the flakes off of them. I may actually just take the tips off and make my own handles. We'll review the parts you miss. All right, have fun. Thanks for being here. So yeah, little watch repair watchmaking kit. This is all watch related. All yours digital. All this is watch related. This is like a kit. Yep. Now, these. Friend of mine recommended these. So shout out to Jake. So this is something else very related. So this brand, TUUL, Tool, they make kind of, I don't know, actually, I don't know if they make anything. I don't know if they make them or if they just like brand stuff. But the stuff they brand or make is high quality. Oh, this is supposed to be, look, it's supposed to have the hash marks. Oh, it does have hash marks. Oh my God, it's tiny. So these are extremely precise component tweezers. These are so tiny. I have stabbed myself on these. They used them at the job I worked as well. So yeah, nice little precise tweezers. And then here are some ceramic tipped ones. Hopefully they didn't crack in shipping. So apparently these are like common in industry. They're just high quality tweezers. So I got a pair of ceramic ones and a pair of steel ones. And these will be added to my workforce. Next up, these finger cots. So these are again for watch repair and watch building. So these are just the good way to not get your oily skin stuff. 4790K max safe daily voltage. I'm not sure what you're asking. I don't know why you're good. Anyways, welcome to the stream, Miss Myth of Darkness. I think you're talking about the Intel i7 4790K. I don't know. Google it. Ouch! It's eating my finger hair though. So yes, just for so your oily fingers don't get onto your work. So there's 100 in here, 99 now because I just threw one out. Yeah, I mean I do build computers, but that's not really my jam. So, and plus most people I don't think would know that's you're talking about a 4th gen i7. We are like, that's like 8 generations ago or more, right? Fun fact though, there is a 4790K in this house. It was my wife's old work computer, but she has a 3700X now. All right, finger cots. Now, these I have no idea what they all are. They could be electronics related or they could be not. Ah, fishing scale. Overclocked? Well, probably a mild overclock, yeah. So it's just a fishing scale. My dad bought a scale to bring with us fishing. And it was battery operated and it got all shitty with the water. So I was like, let's just get a manual scale. So yeah. Oh, fish scale, but it's pretty harsh. It's only in kilograms too, so my dad's actually not going to be happy. My dad does not. My dad does not metric very well. Anyways, it's only a couple bucks. And it'll be more reliable than a battery-powered one mixed with water. All right, next. This is just this. All these things, by the way, have not been vetted. They are just what the mailman delivered this morning. So they're all my AliExpress purchases. And these are what we needed for the project we were just working on. This is why I looked it up. So these are adapter boards for the MCP. And so this is a dip adapter. Let's see if we got the right pin pitch. Oh, baby. So after this mailbag, we're going to solder this up and have a play. There we go. Look at that. Perfect pin pitch. Excellent. So yeah, these are, what is this, dual inline? Perfect fit. Yep, absolutely. Have to order some more of these MCPs as well, but for now, this will do. And these have the dual SSOP 4 SOP and this SOP. Yeah, so I think SOP means small outline package. I don't know what SOP means, but it's smaller either way. Excellent. So we're right on track then. All right. Oh, this goes in my watch kit. I need to build a like a watch repair box. So I can just put all the stuff in there. This is glued to the inside. Ah, this is for the watch build. So, you guys might not be interested, but that's okay. So these are the hands I have selected. So they are silver, and they should be glow in the dark. They should have what's called a lume, but you guys probably won't be able to see it. Let me charge it up. I'm just going to check off screen if it works. Oh yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Let's see. Oh yeah, just barely. Yeah, you can barely see that. So yeah, these are the hands I picked. I'm not 100% sure if I like them, but we'll see. And I'd really like to build this watch before I go to work on the 4th. So if I have all the parts, we're going to be building them. And I'll make a watch building stream so that you guys can decide to be there or not. You don't have to. You guys don't have to show up to a stream you guys don't want to see. Oh yeah, this is for the watch build. Yes. Oh, very nice. So this is the case. I was concerned that it would be too big or too small because you don't get to see it. I was hoping it wasn't going to look like crap. Oh, it does not have folded bands. This is great. So, you know what? If we have the movement and the dial, tomorrow might be a watch building stream. Well, they really put this on here. I don't want to scratch it. It will get scuffed over time. There's no choice, because I'll be wearing it. Ooh, I don't know if I like this clasp being so big. So here is the case. I'm going to put it on in a moment. So I got the... You'll watch a watch stream? Good. I'll have to set up the microscope, I think, so you guys can actually see the detail, and so I can see the detail. Okay, so I'm liking already that it's heavy and it's not rattly. The other cool thing about a custom watch is it's custom. So if I don't like the case or the band, just get another case, another band. If I don't like the hands, then I just get another set of hands. Oh, this is all sticky. Gonna have to clean this off. Jeez, I really put the tape on hard. Okay. So yeah, definitely all my fingerprints. So let's see how it opens. Should open. This could be difficult to open. Okay, like that. Then there should be a slide release, press release. So if that opens, okay, here it goes. And then I can take the last piece of tape off of it. Geez, that was difficult. Print a custom, I could, yeah, absolutely. So obviously I'm gonna have to remove some bands, some links. But that's it. Oh yeah, and it's the see-through movement, the see-through case. Oh, this is nice. I'm gonna leave there's a cover over the glass. I'm gonna leave that. This feels nice and heavy. It's a little small, but that's okay. That's okay. I did want a low profile one, which is good. Oh wow, this clasp is a bit heavy. So that's the back, has glass, so you can be able to see the movement. It's nice. I do need to clean it. It's not super clean. And I'm gonna have to take some links off of it. It's definitely too big. Don't know if I like that. All of the links that are removable are all on this side. Right? No, there's some links on this side too. See the screw head there? Here, let me. So the screw heads in here, that's to change the links. I was a little worried the case would be too small, but I think it's going to look good. Here, let's compare it to the Seiko, or the Faco. It's actually a little bit smaller than the Seiko. We'll see. We'll see how good it looks. So yeah, this will be my first Seiko mod. That's awesome. I'm excited. Can't wait to give it a try. What is this? It's a metal shard. Made in China. Quality. All right. Next. Oh, here's the dial I picked. So I don't know if you guys are going to like it or not. It's supposed to be forged carbon fiber, but I can see now that it is fake. It's not real. Does it catch the light? Not as much as I wanted. That's a shame. And this also has lume, so it should light up. Don't know if you guys will see it. Yeah. Just compare it to these that are dark. There you go. See that green glow? Oh, there you can see. It's all powered up. Green. And then it'll fade. So it looked better. Definitely looked better on the ad. So I might be replacing this at some point. We will see. So there. Or maybe I'll just build a second one. And the last package of the day. Aha! Another thing I wanted to try for the project, Open Robotics platform. So this is 2K ohm resistors, because my input stage was using 1K ohm resistors. These are 1 watt resistors. It was getting a little hot, so we might have to redo all the testing. So that's it. So we can get to soldering this for sure. Still waiting for the watch. We're waiting for the two things, the Seiko stickers, one, and we're waiting for the movement. No movement yet. Let me just see if I can check the movement. Track status. Copy this code. It doesn't have a delivery date, just says on the way. Okay, anyways, we can get back to work. Doing this MCP. Oh my god, the scoring is not very deep. There we go. This has a very sharp edge. Let's take the edge off. There we go, that's smooth. Okay, now let's set up to solder. It's going to say something about movement. It would be a shitty comment. Wow. All right, let's preheat the iron, which hasn't been on for a little while. Let's grab our soldering surface, which also hasn't been used for a while. So we can place this in a way that you guys can see. And where is my cutout one? There we go. And my MCP. And we're going to line up pin 1 with pin 1. Here, let's see if we can zoom you in. I mean, that's not really zoomed in very much now, is it? I need one more box. Do I have another? I've been getting rid of the filament boxes. Probably should have kept some. Let's see. That's a little bit closer. Need to replace the brass wool in my soldering stand, but don't really want to. And the reason I don't want to is I kind of just want a new soldering iron, a different style of soldering iron. Let's grab a pair of tweezers. Don't need the fancy ones for this. So let's see if we can solder pin 1. We're going to try to tack down pin 1. And then we'll go from there. Here we go. Maybe I'll just flow some solder onto the pad. It's not working out. It's a big pad. I'm like really up close and personal with you guys right now. I am like caressing your neck. Literally the camera is like at my pectoral, my right pectoral. So you guys are up close and personal with me right now. What is going on? The pad definitely has solder on it. Let me see if I can find my soldering spectacles. You know, the thing is, I've been spoiled because I've been doing soldering under such intense magnification recently that it just doesn't feel the same without the magnification now. I know my soldering spectacles are here somewhere. Yeah, I've been spoiled. I've been thinking of getting the same soldering microscope as I had at work. Definitely considering it. Where are my soldering googles? I know I have them. I don't know where. Oh wait, I think I know where they are. They are in these sort of like latest project boxes. Where are my soldering googles? I did move a bunch of stuff around because the HVAC guys were around and did some work. I do have the cheap ones here. I prefer the pricier ones. But whatever. These cheap ones will do as well. I wonder if you could clean up the brass wool stuff, putting it into an old sock, putting it in the washing machine. No, because I think there's solder stuck to it. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of magnification here, but not quite what I was looking for. Well, let's try it. Okay, let's start by getting this solder molten. I think I might have gotten it. Yes, not precisely positioned, but not too bad. Should be able now to reflow it and get it more precise. Oh, I'm way off. Okay, I think that's good. Just have to make sure I didn't damage the trace around it. I don't know if you guys can see that. So let's tack the opposite corner. I think I got it. Really wish I had my soldering googles. Like, I spend this money on these tools and then I can't find them. So I really do need to do a full, complete clean. Oh, there they are. You imbecile. Oh. Okay. All right, here it goes. Just gonna make sure. Oh, this is way clearer. A little bit lifted. Okay, now we can go in and solder the pads. I have to say, this chunky tip is not always the vibe. Do I want to switch to a less chunky tip? I definitely want to add more magnification. So let's turn this off. If I decide, by the time I find the replacement glass for these visors, if I don't have the tip I want, then we will... Oh, and the LEDs have battery. I left the batteries in. Oh wait, there's a little loop here. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if... No, that loop is way too powerful. Sorry, booped you guys. Okay, so where are the lenses? You know the lenses are, I know approximately where they are. There's an orange Pi PC here. Oh, here they are. So I've got these lens sets. And I don't know if this is the most or least. Oh, here. Actually says on them. "1x." Go with the 1.5x. Just trying to see which way it goes in. I think it goes this way. Seems to have clipped right into place. Okay, do I want to change the tip, or will I just be careful and go with the corner? I think I'll just be careful and go with the corner. Oh yeah, this is better magnification. You know what, I might go one notch higher still. To the 2x. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, clean this. All right, here we go. Oh, bumped into you guys. You know, I think a hot plate would have been easier. This is very, very fine work here. I'm also noticing that the legs are not like 100% level. It's also very hard to feed this fairly large solder in there. You know what? I'll put a little bit of solder on everything and then I'll come back around with the flux and then reheat, reflow. Cool. What time is it? 9:50, 9:30? I can't see. It's a disaster. I think I'm going to switch to the smaller tip. Go with the hot plate. Yeah. It's also a possibility. The other advantage of the T12 style soldering irons is that you can hot swap the tips by putting it into a holder. I'll just leave this here for the instant. Just grab the cool tip, pop it onto this. Oh, that's not, don't want that to fall on the carpet. That is for sure. Okay, pop that into there. I've used this soldering iron for so many years. It's been really good to me, but at some point, you know, it's time for a change. Irons like mine have to dismantle the tip to change it. It's a bit of a pain, yeah. So I was actually shopping a little bit for a new iron. And the thing is, I always run out of plugs here, power plugs. So I've got power bars, but like it's starting to get excessive. So I would really like to spend once on a combination soldering iron, hot air gun, like a hot air reflow wand, and soldering iron, oh yeah, and desoldering pump. So I'd like one plug where I can just plug in and have all that stuff be functional. All right, so yeah, there we go. With the flux, this is going better too. So I know there's that saying, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. But I'm willing to get a good brand. I'm willing to spend the money. It also has to have spare parts available for it, because if I'm buying like an ecosystem, I have to be able to fix it when it goes to shit. So as long as it has the parts availability and the ecosystem attached, I'm good with that. I will pay up for something of good quality. I think this wick is oxidized. Doesn't really work that well. Got some pretty good stuff where I just quit. Yeah, you can get it 3-in-1. And in fact, I found the one that I want, but the iron is the wrong style. The iron is the style I already have. And that's not what I want. So the hot air is fine. Everything is good, except it's not the iron type that I want. I have to fix that leg after. There we go, we're doing way better now. Oh, I'm sliding around. I think the flux is definitely helping. So the last ones look really good. The first ones look a little busted, as the kids would say. I have to probably go in with the... Here, let me show you the problem. I've bridged 2 pins, but there's too much solder, so I need to remove some solder. See those? Pins 3 and 4. So I need to remove some solder, but the wick wasn't grabbing it. And this is what it looks like before I solder. So it's got the flux on it now, which makes it a lot easier. Turns out I can do good work when I take my time and set up properly. So this is all good. It's just the pins 3 and 4 now. So look at that. That looks good. Pins 3 and 4 just need to be well, almost 45 minutes into the page turn. So we're talking about drainage, aggregate, next structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. Blue tack is nice for holding circuit boards. Yeah. This is a 10,000 square foot addition to a factory. Really don't care what kind of rock. Sounds like a big extension. Thank you on the soldering. But it doesn't. This doesn't look good though. Too much solder here. So let me see if I get enough heat into the wick. Let's see if I can I was never a fan of wick, solder wick, John Wick. However, at the job, at the soldering job, we had brand name wick, and I have to say it was pretty nice. So I think the wick makes a difference. The type of wick. This is just Chinese solder wick. Now that I think about it, we were soldering quite hot too. Mostly because we were repairing consumer devices. And consumer devices have unleaded solder. Here, let me try to heat this wick up first, and then bring it over. See if that helps at all. I know if there's not enough heat transfer, it's not going to work. It's like the wick is too dense, and the iron is having a hard time heating it and heating through it. But once it heats, it should be good. The other thing is the microscope made this a lot easier at work too. I priced out one of those microscopes. It is, how you would say, not economically viable. Come on. I'm like not transferring enough heat. It's not working. I don't know if it's the wick that's too oxidized or what. Wish I could just like take away some of the excess solder.
Did a job yesterday, old building where the main electric line resting on the steel roof edge. Roof was reading 80 volts to ground. Wow.
Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make sure there's enough flux here. And we're just going to try to reflow it. Need a lot less wind than that.
Come on, break the bonds. Oh, I think it's working with the wick.
Oh no, I let the iron cool.
Shit. Stupid circuit board. Ooh, everything is hot. You bastard.
Yeah, I think these things are permanently soldered together now. Please, just cooperate. I need like a piece of wire. Need to suck solder out with a piece of wire. My solder wick, this stuff sucks. Need to clamp the, yeah. Need some solder mask on the upper part of the pins on an IC, yeah. Okay, let's try this again. We're gonna use a solder wick again, but this time we are going to use the blunt tip on the soldering iron. Also, the solder sucker idea isn't a bad one.
All right, let's turn that on. Let's let it heat up a little bit. We're gonna chop a little piece. Melt and tap. Grab the part, some pliers, heat and solder, tap. Yeah, that's another good thing to do too. Gonna crank up the temp a little bit on the iron. We're gonna make sure there is flux, and we're gonna also flux the wick, the John wick. We're gonna go for the big guns. We're gonna use the fancy pliers. That's the sound of the that was the sound of the visor coming down, so you know I mean business. You know what? The solder is molten. This solder wick is not grabbing it. I could see it's flexible underneath there. There we go. The wick is grabbing some now. Might end up getting some of the same brand I was using at the repair shop. The thing with solder wick is you don't use it often, but when you do use it, it needs to be good. The wild part is, I know the solder is liquid. I can see it. It's like when I move away, it's like a blob. This solder wick is just bad. So I'm guessing the solder wick is oxidized. So it's not grabbing the solder. This MCP could be destroyed, by the way. Almost should have a heatsink on your chip. Yeah, pretty much. I probably should throw this solder wick in the trash because it's not grabbing It's 100% not grabbing the solder, even though the solder is molten. So let me grab some flux with it. Maybe with my Amazon windfall, I will get myself some Gut Week, which seems to be the recommendation. Oh, it's migrated down. All right, let's try the solder sucker. There we go. Solder sucker did it. Jeez, was that ever a pain in the butt? So there we go. All soldered there. All soldered there. Well, we'll see. If it works, it's not a practice run. I really should probably throw this out. All right, now I need to, well, I was going to say I need to clean this, but I'll clean it momentarily. First, I need to solder on the through-hole legs. Well, if you walked away and came back and it was all pretty, maybe you're part of the problem. Did you ever think of that? All right, we need that last one off of here. There we go. Now this should be a little bit easier. Actually turn down the temp a little bit. $390 on the soldering iron. All the excess flux that's there is going to help with the soldering. Can't even spell problem right. Mm-hmm. You know what I feel a bit weird about the new job? Is that some travel
to the US might be required as part of my work duties. I have vowed not to go to the US for the next little while. But if I have to go, I gotta go. So that's going to be interesting. So I might end up meeting up with some people as a consequence. We'll see. Border crossing to the US is Canada and back is a nightmare, yeah. There also might be some interprovincial travel, which I'm really excited for. I've never been westward, and the company has offices westward and eastward from here. All right, so that's how she looks now. Looks pretty good. Make it to Columbus, Ohio. Let you know. Scruff Dog stopped by once. Interesting. All right, let me go get something to clean this off with. Seems like Vero is working. I can hear her. I don't know if she has a meeting. Or if she's just working. All right, so let's see if we can oops. Let's take this off of here. I mean, Ohio wouldn't surprise me if I end up in Ohio, because we're very close. We're not far from Ohio to start with. Ooh, damaged the solder resist there, solder mask. Like it's okay, because it's just, we're done soldering. This will be a very flammable rag now. All right, so if you want to see what that looks like, give me a moment. So there's the damage to the solder mask. Look at that. Those were, the pins we were working on, so they did get very hot. We'll have to check to see if the MCP does work. Don't know if you can see the markings on the chip. Or did I take that off with the alcohol? Grilled cheese on the sidewalk. That hot, huh? So here's the chip markings. It looks like a legit MCP 2817. It looks good. Not my best soldering, but soldering nonetheless. I have some alcohol dispensing bottles coming in the mail. Actually, do I? It's a good question. Let's see. Oh my God. Looks like my other package will arrive tonight. All right, we might be doing a watch stream tomorrow morning. That will be exciting. Or as the British would say, exciting. I don't know why there's like a K involved. All right. Oh yeah, alcohol bottles. Are they coming? So that's the little plastic squeeze bottles with the needle dispenser. Bottle. Trek status. Copy. Okay. Canada Post, maybe. Track your delivery. Yeah, what else am I doing here? Item processed this morning for the bottles. Oh, delivery today as well. Oh my God, it's Christmas. I don't think I ordered the pump bottles, but I think I do want a pump bottle as well. So it's probably going to be on the to-do list for a different day. But I do want it's a little squeeze bottle. You'll see it tomorrow, I guess, if you're here. All right, so let's do a little demo sketch for the MCP. Let's confirm that it works. I don't actually know the input voltages or anything like that. Whoops, sorry. There we go. I am... we'll see. I'm thinking of replacing this webcam, even though it's pretty much brand new, but with something with lenses that I can zoom you in or out. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna try not to spend my paychecks before they arrive. How's that sound? I know what you mean. Use the same type. Okay, the small pump action spray bottle. Oh, no. Nope, not like that. This one. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can... What are we doing? Amazon? Alcohol needle bottle. These guys.
Actually fairly inexpensive on Amazon. Probably should have just ordered from there, but I think I saved a couple of dollars on AliExpress. Orders. I paid $5.79 for something that looks about like this intense. So 6 bottles, 16 nozzles, 10 caps, and 6 stoppers. So it looks a little bit like this. It's a 38-piece kit, whatever that ends up being. Something like this. Paid $5.79. Use those for flux? Yeah, that would be the very liquidy flux. So, yeah, so these things, hopefully they have a cap. I think they do. Yeah, they have a cap, which is good. That's what I need. Wow, they went way up in price. So I paid $5.30 something. Now it's $8.36. So price went way up. But I think I do want to get a pump bottle as well. It's not a bad idea. I'm just so excited that I'm getting more of the stuff I ordered. All right, so I should have the MCP. Do I not have the MCP 2317? Is that not what I have?
Did I just solder the wrong one? I can't see. No, okay, it is 2317. That said 28 something. It is 2317. Okay, we're good. Out of rosin for your violin and IPA, best flux you've ever used. Huh. Do you play violin? Like, do you play well, or do you just, like me with guitar, and just make noise with it? CP 2317. What are we going to use for this? I don't have nearly enough input boards or output boards. Can't play it at all. That's why I use the rosin for flux. Okay. Understood. I picked up what you put down. Okay. So okay. So we can have input voltage, we're good. We have 14 GPIO. Obviously he plays violin or just randomly fluxes random instruments. Yes, he probably does. You play guitar and keyboards though, very nice. Faro's got a keyboard. We're gonna put it somewhere prominent, I think. Probably end up learning it at some point. Okay, so we got I squared C. I don't know how to test this. Because we got 14 GPIO. I guess we'll set them all to... We'll set them all to inputs. And then we'll drive them high one at a time. What was I doing? Arduino. Hit the demo button. Ooh, 1.8. That's not what I wanted. Do the long, arduous task of updating all this shit. Sure. Not now. Need a cup of tea. I need to go for a tinkle. It's 10:20. We're almost done. Okay, low cost version of this wash tank solvent plunger cans. Used in the printing industry. Let me see. I need to go to the washroom. Oh, I was trying to avoid it. Like this. So there are, since you're American, you can get this. So it's a paint can with a parts tray. And you essentially put the parts in the parts tray, drop it to the bottom of the can, seal the can, and then you reopen the can to pump solvent up. Okay. Because I don't think I can get this in Canada. I don't think so. Let me check. No. I can't get him from regular sources. Maybe I can get him from different sources. But I think this is such a good idea, and once the solvent is done, like, you can just swap the solvent. You can just keep the can and swap the solvent. So you got a little pump like this guy. How big? This guy. Little brown jar with a pump top. Did I say hi, Jackie? If I didn't, I meant to. Like this guy. Yeah. So I think you can. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it looks like in Canada, 83. $76. So you want a Chinesium version of that. There's plungers. Just Right is a big name. You would love to find the, yeah. Because like, I'm probably going to end up with something like this. The plunger bottle for alcohol. But you want something bigger, right? This guy. I am not going to mouse over. I'm not going to mouse over what I'm seeing here in the middle of your screen, just in case. Oh, here's the McMaster. Yeah, McMaster is good shit. Very expensive shit. But again, mechanic. Usually if you can find a mechanic tool, like the brand name mechanic, that's usually a decent indication that it's a good tool. This is getting into some weird territory here. Home distillation system. Oh yeah, look at that. You know what's weird? In Canada, it is 100% legal to grow weed plants, like marijuana plants, and it is 100% legal to, I think it's 4, you get 4 per person, but I'm just so not into it that I don't grow any. You'd think that'd be something I can grow for excess cash, right? It just grows like you can essentially just wild grow it in your backyard. It doesn't take that much effort, and then I could probably clean up a couple $100 per season by selling it incredibly cheap. But I'm so uninterested that I don't. It's weird. When I was a kid, I thought to grow some would be interesting for the extra cash. Once I'm old, I'm like, you know what? Not interested. Oh yeah, what do we have to do? I²C. I'm glad you can't smoke cigarettes at the mall. I do not want to deal with other people's cigarette smoke. Like, not at all. Libraries. MCP 23017. Or Adafruit has one. I wish this was like, I can sort by like popularity. Install. Install all.
The guy I worked with, the lead tech I worked with at the new job, the old new job, cigarette smoke makes me feel sick. I don't mind the vape. Like, the vape is a bit strong. But then again, I don't like the smell of perfume either. I used to take the bus to university. Some people seem to have bathed in it. It just smells awful. If we could outlaw, like, strong smells, if there was a way to quantify strong smells and outlaw them, that includes, like, body odor. That includes, like, all of the strong smells in public spaces like buses. I'd be all for it. I think it's just a kindness to your neighbor. Growing dope is legal. Well, you're not allowed to smoke the marijuana in the mall either. So, like, it's still like for like. Cigarettes are not criminal. Tools. Well, oh yeah, examples. Adafruit. What's it? MCP? Did it not install? Installed. Sketchbook. No. Examples. Am I supposed to know what it installed at? Custom libraries, is this it? Adafruit MCP. There we go. Blink. So, yeah, cigarettes are the same. You can't smoke them either way in the mall. Why is there a CS pin only used for SPI? Yeah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing SPI. Pin 0. Okay, something's off here. It shouldn't be pin 0. We've got pin... Oh, GP 0. That's A and B. Yeah, I really do like that Canada eased up on those laws. It really destroyed a lot of the aftermarket. So LED pin is pin 0. I'm not quite understanding. So is it GPA 0 or B 0? I'm a little confused. Uncomment appropriate line. Yeah. Uses a lot of water and makes people stupid. Well, so does tobacco plants. Sure, let's ban smoking weed. Let's also ban alcohol. Let's do that. If alcohol is
by far a worse societal drug. Like, it does way more damage to society than weed. So to me, it doesn't make sense that weed would be illegal and alcohol would be legal. So I would say, let's do both. I'd say both should be legal or both should be illegal. Your choice. So I guess I'm a little confused here. Let's look for another example. What's combo? Wombo combo. Adafruit MCP 23X17 library Arduino. Okay. So this is what we needed here. So they're numbered 0 to 15. But that wasn't clear. We have chemical runoff problems down here from illegal grow operations. Wow, it's almost as if you legalize and regulate it, then they would be held to the same standards that farmers would. Interesting fact. Undocumented bug, corrupt I2C bus occurs if input pin state changes during I2C readout. Huh. Okay, is there a default address? It's almost as if when you legalize things, you can monitor them. All right. Let's try this. So this will be one pin. So let's just do one, and then we'll go from there. Let me grab a RP2040 and plug it in. Oh no, do I not have one with pins soldered? No, I must have one. I'm not redoing. We ain't doing that. I ain't redoing that. Let's grab let's get here, let's put this guy back in its sheath before it destroys my poor little fingers. You know what? I don't need the power supply. Unplug. Let's see. Should have one kicking around somewhere. Don't want to solder new pins. Don't want to keep using a new device every time. when it's really not necessary. Oh, here, we'll just take the one from the 1-day build. Oh, it's really well stuck in there. Ugh. Okay. There we go. And there we go. So we need to define the I squared C on the RP 2040, I think. Right? Or does the MCP do it by itself? Oh, that's interesting. So you've already recapped it? Okay, to include... where does it... Am I silly here, but where does it define the I squared C address? Pin mode, that's good. So hey Stevens, getting a lot of suggestions for Dr. David Nutt, who's done many studies. Oh, nice. What does he have to say? Have you watched them or you just got the recommendations? I'm a little confused. Which one's the default? Building transmission for your work truck. What kind of work truck? What kind of transmission? Like a 4L60 or something GM transmission? Oh yeah. Yeah. Criminal sentences do not match. Yeah, I've done a whole bunch of semesters. Almost finished my criminology degree when I got my college teaching job. The harm to society. Oh, it was David Nutt. It's literally him. Yeah. So here's the... So harm to users is in blue. Harm to others is in red. Look at alcohol way up there. 97 Dodge Ram 1500. So like alcohol, the most harm score. And then you've got mushrooms, none. So this is illegal, still in Canada too. Buprenorphine, I don't know what that is. Probably illegal. LSD, illegal. Ecstasy, illegal. Steroids, illegal without prescription. Chat, illegal. Butane, I didn't know it was a drug. I guess it's huffing. But you can buy butane. Mephedrone and methadone, these are like substitutes. Ketamine, illegal. Benzos, illegal without prescription. These two without prescription. Ketamine, I think, illegal. GHB, illegal. Cannabis, legal. So kind of like silly that all of these things are illegal. Amphetamines without prescription, illegal. Tobacco, legal. Look how high this is. Cocaine, illegal. Methamphetamines, illegal. Look at the harm to users. Way high. Crack cocaine, illegal. Heroin, illegal. Alcohol, legal. Yeah, but this is not. This is controlled, like per capita. It's not. It has nothing to do with how many. This is controlled to sample size. Pretty crazy, huh? Absolutely insane. Also, the instantaneous harm is different than long-term harm. Yeah, but both calculated in here though. This is they're weighted. All right, let's get Claude to build me something. Hey, Claude. I need to test an MCP 23017. Yeah, RP 2040 and want it to cycle through all GPIO as outputs, both of them high for half second, for half second, one at a time, and then swap them to inputs. And read all inputs. And display what it is doing and reading on the serial monitor. And loop constantly. Here is the Adafruit code for the library I am using. Make no mistakes. Oops. Mushrooms turned you into giggling idiot as opposed to just an idiot. Oops. Copy, paste. There we go. Franco the damn hippie. My neighbors grew, I think it was a single weed plant. They had fun. They did it low tech. Outdoors in a big pot. It was pot in pot. I found it super interesting. I think it's really cool. You know, you grow your own stuff. We're growing tomatoes this year. How many tomato plants? We have 20. Yeah, 20 tomato plants growing. Weed is no longer 4% THC. What's it now? Is it higher or lower? I have no idea. We've probably eaten, so we're growing mostly cherry tomatoes. Way higher, gotcha. We're growing mostly cherry tomatoes, a breed called Sun Gold. Yep, these are the guys. And we have eaten probably about 40 of them so far, and they keep growing, which is nice. Ours don't look like this. Usually they ripen one at a time. So we'll like pick one, the next day we pick the other one and go all the way down. But we're also growing beefsteak tomatoes. I want to see like someone's actual harvest. Something that doesn't look AI. That looks about right. Yep, that's what ours look like. What? Steven? I don't understand your comment. You're allergic to tomatoes. That's interesting. And we're also growing beefsteak tomatoes, but I'm concerned that they're not going to be ripe before an animal eats them. Grow your own stuff, don't need the US. Well, I've been buying only produce from Canada and other countries. So apparently there is a lot of greenhouses in Ontario and Quebec, and we've been buying our lettuce from Ontario and Quebec. We have not bought tomatoes this year. We're growing them. The guy at the store, I mean, that's your opinion, Jackie. It's a very minority opinion though. Just brushing off against a tomato leaf will give you a rash. That's interesting. One day, Jackie, in a different context, not in the chat here, I'd love to see why you think that. Not in this chat. We're not going into politics. But I'd like to know why. Yeah, the crazy diarrhea outbreak in the US. Yeah, not interested. But anyways, we've been buying local produce or stuff from Mexico and South America. And honestly, we've been having no problems replacing what we used to buy Just last week we had a whole bunch of. There was a sale on British Columbia grown blueberries. I think it's not even an exaggeration. I bought 20 containers. It was awesome. Tasted so much better than the stuff we used to get. So yeah, growing our own food. Next year we're gonna increase the garden size. Probably going to double in area. Yeah, I mean the barriers are breaking, which is great. Yeah, we're probably going to double our growing area. We're going to start our tomatoes earlier. What's crazy is some of our tomato plants are over 6 feet tall now. When I was a kid, right before there was like the min-maxing of the growing season, I'm not talking politics. I'm talking about what I'm eating. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, when I was a kid, like my parents had like tiny little tomato cages. Like these things. Right? Like these things. So when I was a kid, my dad used to grow tomato plants using these things. But I found out after doing research that these things are they're way too small. Like, here. God damn it. Full size sun gold tomato plant. I want to see someone's garden. They grow up to like 10 feet. But that's the thing. They grow like 10 feet tall. Like, I don't know how to full size. Here, let's just go tomato. So why the hell do they always sell us scale? I don't know why they sell us the little trestles. Like, this is not even full size. They get bigger. Here. You can discuss dairy. We're allowed. You can discuss dairy. Last time you bought watermelon had 0 sweetness. Yeah, I mean, it really depends from where. It depends what specific farm. But yeah, like, tomato plants get huge. How tall do tomato plants get? Oh. So bush tomatoes grow to 48 inches, 4 feet. Indeterminates, 5 to 8 feet tall. With proper support and conditions, they grow 10 to 15 feet tall. So this is why I went to Home Depot and I got strapping 2x1. What happened? I ran out of tokens. Oh no. Okay, fine. stupid. Yeah, you would need a ladder. Yeah, it's insane. This is on the free. Create an Arduino sketch. Done. Where's the sketch? Load file. No file content. It didn't do it. The Chinese will get me. So there. So now you're talking about politics again. Dairy cartels. You think there's a dairy cartel? There's no dairy cartel. I recommend you going to read the primary sources on dairy trade. Don't read the news. Go actually read the numbers. And anyways, Canadian dairy has a maximum hormone level that can be in it, and the American dairy, like the vast majority of it, doesn't pass. Delay full GPIO test. Default I2C address. Okay. Tied to ground, good. You've seen the cartel. There's a Canadian red and white vans with maple leaves on them, coming and breaking the legs of your local stores to buy our milk. As long as you don't wake up with cow's head next to you, yeah. GP 4 and 5. Seeing the effects of retail prices. How much milk does the U.S. one 337 million dollars. But we import tariff rate quotas, allow duty-free access up to specific limits. So we're good. Look. Who negotiated the current USMCA deal on the US side? Oh, that's interesting. So the cartel, that's weird. So right now there's like a cartel in position, and the deal is unfair. But this deal was negotiated by the master negotiator. Huh. That's interesting. Well, surely it's probably because the Canadian negotiator must have been some crazy good negotiator. Let's see. Who negotiated the current USMCA agreement on the Canadian side? Let's see. Must be some crazy negotiator, like a businessman like Kevin O'Leary or someone like that. Oh! Uh-oh. Was it? It couldn't have been a liberal, was it? There's no way that the deal that we're being told is a scam for the US was negotiated by the current president versus Trudeau? Weird. That just couldn't be. I don't believe it. We must have had some sort of ridiculous, insane deal of some sort. We must have had some negotiator. I only buy my cheese on sale. I buy the bricks for $3.99, or I buy the Costco bricks, which are double size for like just over double size for about $9. So yeah, it's pretty cheap. I mean, obviously nothing is cheap in Canada. Food has been skyrocketing in price. Let's go to Walmart. Let's pick a Walmart store in Ohio. Walmart.com. Reject non-essentials. Let's pick, I don't know, Eaton. Can I just set my store to there? Add address. US. Dan Streamer. I don't know. We just pick a random address in Ohio. One Capitol Square, Columbus, Ohio. There we go. Columbus, Ohio. Is there a phone number? Phone number. Ohio State House. Phone number. I just want to frickin'. There we go. 614. Let's see. No thanks. Yes, edit address. Street address, line 2. Save this address. I don't care. There we go. Pick up. Let's see. Cheese. You guys have like bricks of cheese? 8 ounce? That's tiny. What's a regular size brick of cheese for, here, 1 pound? $4. All right, good. Let's do Walmart, and we'll go to Kingston. Make this my store. All right, so this is more of a rural Walmart. So pick up cheese. All right, so let's see. So here is, so this is not on sale. So this is how many grams? $400, just under a pound. And this is $5.48. So 5.48 CAD to USD. It's the same price. It's the same price. Our cheese is the same price. Within like cents. So our cheese is the same price. So tell me again how the cartels are ruling everything. Cheese cartels. I mean, that took how much investigation? It's the same price. Do you want to do milk? I don't know what this is. Gallon. US gallon to liters. Okay, so ours are 4 liter, so ours are a little bit bigger. I do know milk is expensive. Yeah, we've not all Canadians, but yes, here in Ontario. $6.44. So $4.50 for more than your gallon jug. So our milk is a little bit more expensive. Whole vitamin D milk. What the hell is that? Is it just milk? Oh, 2%. So our milk is a little bit more expensive, but ours doesn't have hormones. Has to be certified hormone free. Oh, and this is the seal test. It's actually a good brand. No antibiotics, artificial growth hormones. So, yeah. According to regulations currently in effect in Canada, milk cannot contain antibiotic residues, and artificial growth hormones are not approved for use in dairy cattle. So this is the difference. So, yeah. But that's why I say, like, politics aside, you definitely need to check primary sources. If you just listen to the media and get your media from one source, even worse, you will be wrong. I fact check pretty much everything that I hear. So, yeah. The crazy part is that people make serious life decisions based on stuff that's not even real. Because like you were convinced that the prices are insanely high in Canada, but from what fact? No, no, no. All right, let's not name any sources. I would say, Stephen, I would say all of the sources are suspect. You should be critical of all of them. You don't believe anything you hear and fact check nothing. You're past caring, yeah. Yeah, the problem is I have a penchant for truth. But anyways, tomorrow we will continue this. So now we have the code. So we'll test it tomorrow, but very likely tomorrow will be the watchmaking stream, which I'm pretty excited for. So yeah, if you're not interested in, I will post, the title will be watchmaking stream if I get the parts for the watch, the building the watch. So if you're not interested at all, for those of you who just tuned in, I am custom building what's called a Seiko mod. So here is the dial I bought. So there's the dial. It's supposed to be forged carbon fiber, but it's not. It just styled to look like it. There's the hands I have selected. And this is the case. So we're just missing a couple parts. So the case with the, there we go, wristwatch revival. Good. So yeah, this is too big. I'm gonna have to take some links out, obviously. So yeah, this is gonna be my new everyday carry. Here's hoping, if I like it. If I don't like it, I will dismantle it and swap the parts again. I mean, it's just, that's what's nice about building your own stuff. Mechanics of wind-up watches are cool. Yeah, so that's what this is. If you want to take a look, it's the NH35 movement. So it's a Seiko movement, and that's why they call this a Seiko mod, because it's essentially a Seiko movement. I paid extra for the made in Japan version. And as for your comment, Franco, if your metal bands rip hairs off your arm, it's because, you see that? It's a folded piece of metal. You see how it's like a folded piece of metal? So there's a gap there. Maybe you can see the edges like that. So the link is a folded piece of metal around like that, and that is a low quality band. It's cheaper to use flat stock and bend it around a mandrel, and then your arm hairs get stuck. You can see it really on this one here. On this one. See that? So your arm hairs get stuck in the creases. But if you get a quality band, even a cheap one, but just quality, you'll see that they are solid pieces of metal. And so your arm hairs won't get stuck. So here's the band that I've chosen. See, it's solid metal. So it depends on the quality of the parts you got. I'm finding it interesting that it's actually smaller than this, but I did want a small case, so you get what you get. So I'm pretty excited to put this together. It should be pretty fun. It'll be kind of a once in a lifetime experience. Also, if you listen, this is the cheapest Chinesium watch I own. Listen to this. So I'm just shaking it around. So you hear that? It's like high pitch. This is the fake Seiko.
And here is the new band. Pretty cool. Did the Express? Yes, AliExpress. Anyways, time for food. So I will head up and make some food, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's stream. I think tomorrow we're doing a stream no matter what, because we want to do the MCP stuff, but it's going to be a watch stream first if I get the watch parts. Thank you everyone for being here. Catch you in the next one.